Commissioner Clementi,
Present.
Commissioner Dobb,
Here.
Chair Clark Coleman.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
No, is it working now? Oh, yeah, it's up, it's up.
Gonna do it again?
No, we're good. We're good. Okay, next item.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
I have none. Next item.
C, approval of the March 13th, 2024 meeting minutes.
Okay.
Move for approval.
All right, so it's been moved by Commissioner Dobbs, supported by Commissioner Clemente. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carried.
Next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Okay.
Moving to item 1 under new business, forwarding the March 2024 report on Sheriff's Office overtime costs.
Okay. Bonita, you're up. Did you talk with Tony to let him know?
Good morning, Commissioners. How are you today?
Morning.
Bonita Terry, Director of Administration, Sheriff's Office. So I'm here to present the overtime report ending as far as the financials is through the month of February 29th. Our budget for overtime is 8.3 million. Our actual cost to date as of February 29th was 7.9. We are under 357,000 with 6 months to go in our fiscal year.
Wow. You're gonna be way over this time.
So for this fiscal year, I am happy to report we did have 17 recruits that graduated last week.
17.
17 started off at 19 and 17 actually graduated last week. We have lost 21 officers to retirement resignation. We're still at a net, but we're coming up.
How can you be coming up if you brought in 17 and you lost 19?
We lost
21.
21, I said. It's gonna turn positive soon. The next report, I have a better number for you.
Oh, I hope so.
Okay. So in fiscal year 23, we hired 73 officers, unfortunately lost 96 to retirement and resignation. So we were still under in fiscal year 23. For this fiscal year 24, the number of employees that's on Family Medical Leave Act is 147, and that greatly impacts our overtime. We've had 9 employees since the start of this fiscal year that have reported positive for COVID, so those numbers are finally going down. And our recruiting team is very active out recruiting churches, job fairs, community events. And I can also provide you a small update from our recruiting director.
Please do.
Okay. So I'm reading from his email. In March, he had 118 applicants that applied to Wayne County Sheriff's offices. The updated application includes that happened on March 22nd. So now we could capture all of the information needed to send an applicant directly to the background investigation phase. This replaces the old application that required the application be sent to Central PHR, then to Central Dispatch, then back to PHR before being able to do the background check. So it's streamlining a process to move it along.
Wow. It was that kind of a process, huh?
March 24th, Wayne County Sheriff's Office launched the LCOPAT testing at Schoolcraft, and this is the pre-employment testing that all applicants have to go through before we could even start with a background check with for our agency. And initially it was $50 to applicants. However, we're going to absorb that cost right now.
That's good.
So on the 24th, there were 12 applicants that took that test.
Which other tests do they have to pay for? I know it was at the $50 for the initial ones. Is there another cost that they have to absorb?
So the Alcopad was $50, and I'm not sure if that will included the written. I know, there was a written piece. So the Alcopad, that was the actual physical ability test. Then there's also a written test that we're now going to provide a voucher for, and that's $30 each, so they won't have to pay for that as well.
So are we talking about the $50 one and the $30 one?
Yes.
So we're gonna absorb both of those?
Yes, the $50 is that normally they would go out and pay for this test to be performed, the physical ability test, but now we're doing the
Wait,
test.
you're doing the agility test? Is
Yes,
that what
we're
you're
doing
talking
it
about?
ourselves now.
Oh, okay.
So they will no longer have to pay for that. And then also we're going to provide a $30 voucher for the written portion that they have to pay for in advance of coming to our agency. We'll give them a voucher now when they're ready to go sit for that exam.
So, and then I know that you've also indicated that you're gonna do the test differently now. In rather than having to start from 1, 2, 3, and 4,
Oh, yes, as far as our academy.
your academy, you're gonna be able to plug them into any of the modules.
Yes, they'll come in. So basically it'll be a cohort. And it'll be a perpetual trainings now that each week, whenever we get you ready to go, you can start at that module and you won't have to wait for the next actual training course to start, which we're doing about 3 a year now.
But before, you would have to wait until you could start from 1 through 4, modules 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Now you can start if you got someone ready, they can start at 4 or 3 or
Yes.
any other place.
Yes, because it's not a building. Each one is separate, independent of one another. So there's 6 modules total and they can start at any given time.
So that's going to cut down, all of these things is going to cut down on the process
Yes.
and the time of that process.
Yes. Yes, we're hoping for, that this will turn around just to keep people, grab them at that time and get them in the door.
Right, because I understand that we would lose them even after they applied, because it might take 2 months. During that 2 months, we would lose
Yes,
them to someplace else. They would have gone someplace else.
exactly.
So do we know how much time it would take now? We have any idea how much we reduced the waiting time?
No, I can't speak on that clearly, but I can have my recruiting officer, he's actually in a meeting right now, but I can have him be able
And
to
I
come
know
speak next
it would be a
month.
guesstimate. You wouldn't be able to nail it down specifically. But I just want to make sure that we're expediting those folks going into the academy.
We're doing everything in our power now, just by the changes to the entire academy process for our jailers training, and with hopes to bring on 4 to 5 more recruiters to go out in the field to
Oh,
help.
you're gonna bring in 4 to 5 more?
Recruiters, yes, because right
Oh,
now
okay, because last I heard was like 3.
we're
so-
looking to add more. So
Okay.
we'll be out more field.
So are these deputies or deputy sheriffs that you're bringing in as recruiters?
Our focus is to bring in retired deputies.
That's a good idea.
Someone that has actually been on the floor of the jail and that can speak eloquently to potential applicants.
That's a good idea.
Yes, that's what
And that wouldn't be full-time, would it? Or would it?
what we're looking to do full-time. So
Full-time.
it'll be more of a project consultant.
Would they be able to work full-time? Would deputies be able to work full-time and then draw their pensions?
That's my understanding right now. There's a legislation right now on the floor where
Of the
the
House.
1,000-hour rule will be removed for deputies.
Oh,
And that's a great plus for our agency.
that is. Commissioner Kinlock.
Yes, so So it's good to hear that all of these reforms are taking place. And it also is good to hear these the responses based on the conversations that we've had and encounters that we've had with the unions, because a number of the issues that they raised, it seemed as if you're listening and you're addressing some of those concerns. What I want to, I guess, ask about was more so some operational matters associated with how I guess the type of equipment that officers use within Wayne County Sheriff's Department, specifically tasers and some of the other non-lethal weapons. Is there a non-lethal weapon policy that the Sheriff Department has? Is there any consideration as it relates to non-lethal weapons being deployed or issued by the department?
You mean for the security people?
Not for security, I'm talking about just, as I mentioned, it's more of an operation question that I'm asking.
Operation throughout the jails.
Not throughout the jails, I'm saying throughout
throughout the
the
agency,
department, throughout the agency, yes.
a non-lethal policy.
Yeah, non-lethal weapon policy,
Lethal weapon.
yes.
policy. If I could check on that and get back to you on it,
Absolutely, right,
email you
yeah.
with that information. I
Yeah,
will.
absolutely, that'd be great,
Okay.
yeah. That was more so for you to go.
Okay.
Yes.
So currently, how many recruiters do we have right now?
2.5.
Two.
And I say half because the director is not in the field full time.
Oh,
I have
okay,
2 recruiters that's out there in the field
full time.
full time, and then our director of recruitment
And they're recruiting throughout Wayne County, right?
throughout Wayne County. Yes,
Okay, because that was a point that
yes,
was brought up, that
Yes.
it was, that they weren't recruiting
that it was a
outside of
focus
Detroit.
area in the Detroit area, but we are going outside of Detroit.
Okay. Because, was that what it is? All right, so is there anyone else who would like to make a comment or a question? Anybody else? Well, first of all, I'm glad to hear that these changes are being made, because as Commissioner Kinlock said, that does show that the Sheriff's Department, and the administration, that they are listening.
Yes.
And so we're happy to hear that. I will be very happy when we start to graduate more people than we're losing.
Yes, I will have a big smile on my face when I could tell you that we have 50 people in our class. I can't wait.
Yeah. So any idea how many people you could handle at one time?
I don't know exactly, because with the changes that they are looking to make for
Mhm.
this whole academy, that means we will need more instructors in the academy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be, it's just gonna be a shift
Okay.
in employees, because we need to be able to provide quality instruction
Right.
and to get these classes done in a timely fashion.
Right. Okay. No other questions?
Just,
Go ahead.
just to add on to the inquiry, also, use of pepper spray and some, like I'm saying, the entire stance and position of the department associated with non-lethal weapons or non-lethal measures, as far as what the department's perspective is on using.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just one thing to say,
Mhm.
please, I know you're thinking about this, but please work proactively. So if you think we're going to have classes and need instructors, I hope people are proactively thinking about that and looking for people to fill those spots. I know you're looking for more recruiters, but if you think we're going to get these big classes, let's start thinking proactively instead of having to.
Yes, they're actually
Thank
meeting
you.
right now as we speak. Our instructor, the recruiter, the chief of staff, they're all in meetings right now.
Are those the meetings that they're gonna have every 2 weeks?
No, this meeting right now is just basically to draw up a formal plan for the entire new academy, what it's gonna look like.
All right. We would like to have a report on that
Okay,
when they're done.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna bring the recruiter in.
Bring them in
Instruct-
so that they can explain to us and put our minds at ease that, that everything is being done to address that issue.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure that when this contract is up, that we don't have to renew it.
Exactly.
Right. We want to make sure that we have enough deputies on board that we won't need private security guards. Okay,
Sure.
all right. Any other questions or comments? I have a motion by Commissioner Clemente and wait, no, the motion, right? Yeah, the motion is by Commissioner Dobb and supported by Commissioner Clemente. So if there are no other questions on this issue, please vote.
Motion carried.
Okay, next item.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of a memorandum of understanding with the Federal Bureau of Investigation for full-time assigned personnel's cost of overtime expenses incurred as a result of the Detroit Area Corruption Task Force activities for the 2023-2024 fiscal year.
Okay, so Vanita Terry again, Director of Administration for the Sheriff's Office. This is a MOU with the FBI for the Detroit Area Corruption Task Force. We have a Sergeant Lacey Polderdyke that will be assigned to this task force. No work has been performed yet until this body approves the MOU.
So this is not a new one, is it?
No, I
We've
believe
had this
it's been
before.
around before,
Yeah.
yes. So this actually goes back to October 1st, 2023.
And they're gonna pay for, let's see, who's paying for the FBI?
Well, right now, there's not any payment that will come to us unless she's a full-time agent assigned to the task force. As part-time, she works outside of our work hours, but there's
We
not.
eat this?
Yeah, we're really not eating anything, but they just don't submit a check to us, only if she's full-time.
So who's paying?
Personnel
her-
costs.
Who's paying her salary for this additional task that she's doing?
Right now, she does not get paid for it.
Ooh.
Because it's part-time, and I don't know even what type of hours it is, but it's not a full-time.
Mhm.
So if it turns to full-time, that's where the 20,000, that's the total, that amount that we could be reimbursed from. It wouldn't be over 20,000 if she was a full-time assigned. Agent.
And who would do this? Who would pay this?
Sergeant, the federal FBI
The FBI would pay it
Yes.
to the county,
to the county if she was full-time.
Commissioner Clemente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Is it, she's part-time because there's not as many cases? There's only when there's a case to investigate, that's when she works on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions on this item? Okay, we've got a motion from Commissioner Garza and second by Commissioner Kenlock. If there are no other questions on this item, please vote.
Motion carried.
Okay, next item.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of a 3-year grant award with the Balmer Group for the Balmer Group Crime Prevention Grant.
And then we've had this before, right?
No, this is actually a
Is
new
it
grant.
new?
This is new.
Okay. And this is for the Scout program.
This will help with initiative that would fund personnel costs for 2 corporals and project consultant for our Scout program, yes. And the internet crime prevention group that we have, internet crime unit. So it's a total of 932,000, but it's done over a span of 3 years.
And the
timeframe.
Balmer Group, they're the one that's paying for this grant.
Yes, this is nothing, no match by the county. We've
2
received.
corporals and 1 project consultant. Mr. Dobb.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Is this going to be throughout the entire county? Are they going to work throughout the entire county with like the various, it says block clubs, neighborhood watch groups, and
Yes.
businesses?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Because we got a report on the internet crime unit, so that's been always in place.
Our internet crime
Right,
unit has
right.
always been in place.
But the bomber group,
The Scout program, the Scout has always been in place, but now we are receiving funding, a grant to help provide the funding for the expenses associated with these units.
now this Balmer group, this person is from this area, right?
No.
No?
I believe
It's what? Yeah, I thought so.
initially, but
Yeah.
I believe now he's on the West Coast.
Yeah, but he's from this
Yes.
area.
Yes.
He's, and so he is, donating these funds.
Yes.
That's very nice that you want to say?
no, I'm
something?
saying I agree with you,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's very nice of him to, be concerned about, a state or a city where he was from.
So our director of grants, she's really active and going to different events to find grant funding at all times to help us alleviate using general funds.
Okay, one of our, I'll leave that alone. I'll leave that alone.
I was there yesterday.
Oh.
So I just wanted you to know that we are
Okay.
working diligently to
Okay.
continue to get grants. Our director of grants,
Yes, who is the director of grants for the sheriff's department?
Dr. Regina Banks Hall.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything from you? No? Okay, so, did we do the motion? Yeah, okay, yeah, but we did. We did, because I remember saying that. All right, so if there are no other questions on this item, item number 3, please vote.
Motion carried.
Next item.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of a sub-grant award agreement with the National Association of Victims of Crime Assistance for the fiscal year 2024 National Crime Victims' Rights Week Community Awareness Project.
Okay,
Good morning, Madam Chair and committee members.
good morning.
Tony Guerrero, Chief of Legislation, Grants and Community Relations for the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. On a different subject, quickly, I've been advised that the MCO's classes can hold 60 maximum. Just
Oh.
thought I would pass that along.
Oh, okay. It will hold 60 persons at
60.
one time?
Yes, that's what I'm told.
Oh, okay, well, that's great.
And is good. What you have before you is a request to approve a subaward agreement between Wayne County and the National Association of Victims of Crime Assistance called VOCA. This is a $4,866.25 grant. No county match is required, and this will support the prosecutor's office Victim Services Division public awareness campaign during National Crime Victims' Rights Week. That is April 21st through April 27th of this year. The term of the agreement is indicated as February 22 of 2024 through June 30th of 2024. My understanding is there has been no activity on this until and unless it is approved by the committee and by the full commission.
Okay. Any questions or concerns on item number 4? Okay.
We just want you to know that Madam Prosecutor will go after grants at any level.
We know she does. We know that she knows how to get them. Commissioner Dow.
Thank you. Tony, can you talk a little bit about, so I know it says like, there's some swag here, like banners, advertising. Is there anything like services for crime victims, that will be provided?
We provide
Anything
those-
else?
Commissioner, we provide those every day. We have,
Okay.
we have a staff of victims advocates who are specifically tasked with that very responsibility. I can tell you from experience just recently, we had a child who was abused. And the victims advocates were right on, Johnny on the spot, assisted the family, assisted the child. I mean, this is what they do day in and day out. We do have several grants that have been approved by this particular body and by the full commission for the cost of some of these victim advocates. All I can say is that's what they do day in and day out, and I'm very proud of them. They really go the extra mile to let people know. For instance, they are contacting the victims to let them know when court proceedings are going on. They're advising them of what transpired in the court proceedings if they couldn't make it. They make sure that they know that when they are to appear for trial and so on.
But so that's not part of.
That's not
this.
part of this.
This is just more of the advertising This is
Exactly.
the advertising
This is
campaign
just to make
for the
public
services
awareness.
that we provide.
I'm sorry for
Okay.
talking over you.
Can you give some of that information to the commission so that we can, put that out from our
Well, certainly,
offices as well? Because
will do.
Yeah.
Make sure and send that to our PR office.
I will.
Public Information Office, so. Yeah, great, you will.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, send it to Joe, and he'll get it out to our
Will do.
PR office so that when we do newsletters, he can just drop it right into our newsletters. Okay, any other concerns or questions on this item? This has been motioned by Commissioner Kenlock, supported by Commissioner Garza. So if you have no other concerns or questions, please vote.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Tony. Okay, next item.
Moving to the addenda, item 5, revision of resolution number 2024-180, approving a one-year comparable source professional services agreement with a one-year option to renew with Universal Protection Service, LP, DBA Allied Universal Security.
Move approval?
Okay, supported by Commissioner, it's been moved by Commissioner Kenlock, supported by Commissioner Garza. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carried.
Okay, next item.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Just like to request through the chair for a resolution and appreciation and gratitude to be drafted from the full commission to the Ballmer Group.
Yes. That would be wonderful. They do good work, that Bama group. does.
Absolutely.
They do a lot of philanthropic kinds of things. So you're gonna handle that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other? Madam Clerk?
G, public comments.
Okay, the floor is now open for public comment. If there's anyone here in the audience who would like to make a comment at this time, please do. Anyone here in the audience who would like to make a comment at this time, please do. Madam Clerk, are the lines, are the Zoom lines opened?
The lines are open.
Okay, so is there anyone at this time on Zoom or on the phone who would like to make a comment at this time during public comment? First call. Second call for anyone who would like to make a comment either on Zoom or on the phone. Final call for public comment. Madam Clerk, do we have any emails?
No emails are received.
Okay, then at this time, a public comment is closed. Next item.
Adjournment.